Hey everybody, hope you're having a wonderful day today. Today's topic is kind of a serious one, but I think it really gets at one of the things that gets in the way of productive, healthy relationships that get optimal results. Honestly, in business and in life, but let's talk true team. As many of you have shared with me, a lot of people have gone through some really difficult things during this virus, but it applies honestly to all the time. If it wasn't the virus, it'd be something else. Last year you had hardships too, right? And the year before that, and the year before that, difficulty just comes innately along with life. But I just wanted to share, in my opinion, relationships and results go hand in hand all the time. There are a lot of people out there that say, hey, focus results, results, results. And I believe that, you can demand results, you can tell people what to do, you can enforce rules and coerce, compel people to do things. And that may get you great results. In my experience, they'll be short term. In order to get long-standing, sustainable results, I've never seen that done to the degree that I want to win or achieve without good relationships. And so the principle I want to share with you today is about stories. We all have it's just a natural tendency. Our brains are wired to make sense of things. So we see things, we hear things, we don't see things, we don't hear things. Either way, there's a set of facts or a lack of facts, and our brain just naturally will make up a story about it. And it's what we think. What do they say about assumptions? It makes an ass out of you and me, but that's really true. We tell ourselves a story. For example, actually, I had some great kids came to visit me this past weekend, and by all appearances, it might look like, that just everything's perfect. There's no hardships here, that I'm joyful all the time. Again, sometimes that gets misconstrued and people think that, oh, well, that must mean she's never been through anything difficult. We've talked about this many times, right? So the story they tell themselves is that there's no challenge, there's no hardship. Their life is more difficult than mine somehow. It's easier. I hope I'm not crossing a boundary here with any of you super personally, but a trend that I am hearing, and I heard it again today in coaching calls, was that people are frustrated about what other people think about them because it may or may not be their truth. Specifically, what I'm hearing a lot of is that, hey, I wish this person really knew who I genuinely am, what my character is, what my values are. Like, they talk about me in a way that doesn't represent me at all. And it's very hurtful. It's very upsetting. Now, if you don't care about what people think, and that's just never been a hardship for you, then turn this off and skip to tomorrow, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. But for all of you that are here and watch this, and really, whether you want to admit it or not, you really do care about what people think, and you want to at least be judged fairly, just truthfully, based on facts. And it can get very just disenchanting to feel like you need to convince people or somehow help them see the real you because their perception of you isn't right. So I want to share a thought with you today, and it is this. People that aren't okay with their own story cannot possibly care about someone else's story. Hear that? You need a pen? People that aren't okay with their own personal story, the one that they know better than anyone, the one that they have all the facts about, they know everything about it, they know them, right? You know you. If you're not okay with your story, your lot in life, your journey, your adventure, the realities and truths, the good, the bad, and the ugly about your own story, your own life story, it is incredibly difficult to genuinely care about and maybe even be interested in someone else's story. And then what happens is it creates a wall and a barrier between you and that person. And if there's someone that you need at work or in your personal life to get results or achieve something with, it's going to be incredibly difficult to do that. What I'll propose to you is that if you're not okay with your own story, which in turn leads you to not possibly be able to genuinely care about someone else's story, then what that leads is then to a complete inability for you ever to be in relationship, genuine relationship with another person. And obviously that has tremendous impact on your world, on your quality of life at work or at home. So for example, let's say if it's a work team and you've gone back to work and maybe there was someone on your team that had deaths related to the virus, or they've been unemployed, and that really was a hardship for them, even getting unemployment. Everybody thinks, well, unemployment and the subsidy, that just made everything okay. Well, not for everybody. They were still having to go home and pay all their bills that maybe that paid for, maybe it didn't. The people who have the most to lose in times like this. So keep that in mind. You can't just turn in the house. You can't just turn in the car. Well, I guess you could, but probably when there's a 6-month or so hardship like this, everyone's trying to stay afloat, right? You're trying to keep the mortgage paid. You're trying to keep all the bills, all the car payments, all the everything covered, whether you had a full paycheck or not, or whether you had any paycheck or not. A lot of people that kept working, were still, what they were making before was less than what employment would have been, but they couldn't collect unemployment because their job kept them at work. And it actually made it even harder for them. So there's just a lot going on. And I guess what I want to share with you today is just consider that if there are hang-ups in your head and in your heart about your own world, your own challenges, your own issues, working to resolve those is the best investment you'll ever make, because those things will get in the way of you partnering with other people genuinely and truthfully, in a way that will get the best results from them. These people could be your direct reports, they could be your peers, they could be your boss or your manager, they could be your spouse or your significant other. I don't know who those people are, but if you need them to get the best results in business or in life, I encourage you to work on the one person, the one thing that you can work on and you have 100% control over, and that's yourself. I'd love to hear your thoughts about that and hear if that's even relevant for you or if it makes any sense at all what I'm saying. Much, much love to you. Y'all stay safe out there, and I will be back with you again tomorrow. Take care.